back in action. We got our good friend, Mr. Dewet here.
All the way from Polokwane.
All the way from Polokwane.
Yeah.
To talk some jiu-jitsu. It's been a long time coming. How are you, China?
Fine and you guys. Happy to see you guys. Excited for this afternoon.
Oh, it's going to be epic, dude.
All the richer schools coming together. First time.
Yeah.
And met Hoff for the first time this morning.
Even me. He's like, hey, I'm Brandon Hoffman. I know.
Did he fly in his gi pants?
He did.
Absolutely.
I think so. He was ready to roll.
That's how you...
So when he landed, he's like, let's go do some technique. Okay, we'll do it later. Let's have some coffee first. He was off the planet. That's so cool.
Yeah, no, he's epic, dude. And then who else is coming? It's you, me, him, Fabes.
Richard's other school, Cal, Chaddy, I think Luke, I think Huntley's coming from Springs.
Don,
yeah, and Hoff, all of them. So I think it's going to be really cool tonight. First time, eh?
Oh, it's epic, dude. I'm so stoked. Are we getting dinner afterwards?
I think so.
I think we should.
Always, you need to. Have
Pizza,
some pizza afterwards.
So how's things in Limpopo?
Good.
How's jiu-jitsu going?
Students picking up again or coming back again. Kiddies picking up nicely again, but there's not really new students, you know, because I think people are still scared.
Yeah, big time.
Thing, but it's picking back up. Everyone's training with a lot of wrestlers and monsters up there.
Oh,
you guys saw Stain for the first time last week. How big is he?
He pitched up to that open. I was like, you're also going to get fucking bent over here today, dude.
I had to have an injury that morning.
I love how him and Luke are like, first round, let's go. I was like, yo, I just sat on the side watching.
But that's the thing, like me and Rich was talking about. They're like, okay, but they always compete against each other. That's fine. Yeah. We don't want they want to do good international. No one wants to be good in Africa.
Yeah,
you know, we talk about a lot. Why don't people go and visit other schools? It's always that grey area.
Yeah.
Come and visit the school. Let's get better together. Now your school is your school. My school is my school.
Such a weird.
But I know you speak about
mentality.
Speak about it often about South Africans need to stop focusing on just here. If we want to do well overseas, we need to come together a little bit more.
Like even like I speak to Donna and Rich about it a lot. Even let's take MMA. I see a lot of guys. They'll share international fighters or fighters from overseas, but locally they won't. I mean, there's so many local guys like JP, Don, Chaddy, Jikas. There's a lot of international guys, but they don't. The local boys don't back them really. It's always that.
It's a weird mentality though. It's like the local guys aren't good enough for that. You know, like in their minds, it's like it's a weird like thought process because Japes left like a year ago.
Yeah, but a little bit longer. Yeah.
And just because he's not around, people forget about him, right? Locally. So now he's got a UFC fight. Like Oaks forgot that he lived his whole life here.
It is, and like we laugh, and like Don even said it the other time. It's like, yeah, I'm the biggest fan. When is your next fight? Like, buddy, don't you?
If you were the biggest fan, you'd know exactly where my next fight was.
What's up? So, and it's even, I think it's a jiu-jitsu thing as well. If the guys want to be good, like I said, even Rich tells that all these students go train everywhere, go to every school. If you can, travel international.
But I think a lot of guys have this like preconceived idea though. Like often I'll get a phone call from guys and like, how you doing? Good. Man, I'd love to come roll you guys. Like, just pitch up, dude. Friday night, Saturday morning, just pitch up, dude. It's like then they go, no, but it's closed door. It's like, that's strange because I train at FFM like almost every day and it definitely doesn't seem like a closed door environment.
People often think that they don't know, like the guys don't want us to go roll other places, but it's encouraged.
Yeah.
Like at the gym, it's always like, hey, especially around December, like now it's holiday time, go roll at every gym you can find.
And like every time when you're coming back from somewhere, Reach is like, did you train? What school? you need
How did you do? What happened?
You need to go over there. But I think it will change. For me, I train everywhere. I mean, if Rich and you guys last time you went to the US, I went to Brandon and Alan to East Rand.
Yeah.
They went there the one Saturday. I went to Ilovo to Jamie.
Yeah.
Everyone,
we must do our little tour soon.
Very similar though, US and the East End. It's like
almost
same kind of travel.
I think going to the East End is even tougher.
Chicken Allen, they're killers over there, pal. They come and say, oh, you guys from Polokwane, we grip you, Vicky. And they make me tired. No, man, I really try and train everywhere, even when I go to Cape Town for fights and so.
Yeah.
If there's an opportunity, I normally like Richilo, message him a couple of times. Enzo Gracie, they open the gym. Now Don with Half and them. So it's cool. You can train. You can go everywhere and train everywhere.
Don't you find that like coaches who are like, no, I don't want you to go train here. I don't want you to go to these different places. Don't you think there's like an insecurity in that coach that his training isn't sufficient and that exposure to other training would result in that student leaving him?
It's like for instance, one of Rich's students currently, he was at a previous school, so he just he put a thing up and said, I'm joining Rich's school now, and I just made a comment. I never met the guy before, and I just commented, this will be the best decision for jiu-jitsu. I think that will be the best decision. So his professor sent me an inbox. It's like, what did you mean about this comment?
Oh my goodness, dude.
I was like, I was like, how's it, buddy? How you doing? What do you mean? I'm like, he's like, no, what do you mean with your comment? I was like, no, it's just, that's my opinion. I think Rich is the best. And if you join his school, doesn't mean I'm right. That's my opinion.
He's following a decision that you've already followed in your own.
And I said to this guy, I said, if you have faith in your own product, you won't worry about that. You know your students go and train everywhere. You know what you put in, what you invest, and you get it back. That's why Rich is comfortable with that. He knows, his knowledge is up there, and he's comfortable. Go and train everywhere, see what works and what doesn't work.
100%, dude. It's and that's why a lot of this is rooted from insecurity. It's rooted from the insecurity that your system or your coaching style or method isn't sufficient to retain your students.
Or I don't want to get smashed. Exactly. And like we spoke about it this morning, I didn't roll Rich for some time, and I rolled him again this morning, and
when he grips you,
it's like I said, there's levels to this. And traveling back to Polokwane when you got smashed today, it's a long drive.
It's a long drive. Those 3 hours feel like 6 hours.
Did you see that meme the other day? It's like, jiu-jitsu ever been so bad to you drove home the speed limit with no radio on?
When we used to train at Apex, when we first joined there, often it was because we used to just carpool together to Apex, right? We'd drive home, no music, nothing. We just quiet, just drive. See tomorrow.
So when we started with Rich, right? When we started because we joined Rich, but then we weren't training much with Rich, right? Because we were in the other school. Then we started going to Rich, try and get there every day. And I remember it was at that moment that I realized how shit my guard passing was. That I couldn't pass Rich's reverse de la Hiva.
And he keeps on smiling at you.
And he keeps smiling and giggling. And I'm like, and I drive home from Bryanston, no radio on, just driving, just recontemplating my entire jiu-jitsu career and thinking how can you be so shit that you can't pass someone's reverse de la Hiva?
That's so bad.
And you just
feel that.
And then the next day I get there, Rich, come here. And then I try and fucking pass it again. I can't pass it. I drive home again the next day. What the fuck's going on here?
Dude, I have that conversation all the time. I'm like, I wonder how many years I'm going to be at the bottom just being shit. And then eventually it's going to change. Something's going to change.
Getting smushed.
So the first time I met Rich, or trained with Rich, was in 2016. So that was when all the new leg lock stuff started. Before that, I was really into leg lock. Imanari, Rusimo Polaris, Dean Lester. But so I sent Rich a message, listen, I want a private. He's like, I'm more sure, come. So that Saturday we did the private. It was back in 2016. I'll never forget this. So we did the private, and after 5 minutes, he said, let's have a one round and just see how you set your stuff up. And I've been traveling before this, when every year I go overseas and train. And I got smashed plenty of times, but there's levels.
Yeah.
So my first round I went with Rich. Buddy, it was the most terrifying. I never felt Asian can be that strong, all that pressure on top.
Yes.
And then he's like, what, stick around, there's open mat afterwards. I was like, yes, okay. So back in the day, there was Demart, Martin, JP, Chad, and I was like, all these guys are strikers, I'll be okay. Buddy, those
they
guys,
fucking smush you.
everyone. So that was a huge eye-opener. Polokwane was far that day. So I went back and was like, okay, so your jiu-jitsu sucks, buddy. You need to, you can step up or you can stay.
But that's the
stay at
difference.
your school. Stay at your school, be the big fish, and now every Saturday I get smashed. I feel better, but when you go
That's
home,
the
you feel a lot
difference, though.
better.
You're turning the radio on now on the way home, at least.
there's a little bit of
Just a little yakaranda.
And but that's the difference in mentality, right? There's some guys that'll go there and they'll get mollywopped, and then they're like, okay, I'm never coming back here, right? And there's the other guys, which I think are the guys that are attracted to Rich's system. They go there, they get dulled left, right, and center. Then you go back, you're like, actually, I'm so shit. That's where I have to be to get better.
It's not even.
right?
It's not even like a I'm so shit kind of moment. It's more because I mean I can speak about this. It's more the realization that if you want to be honest with yourself and you want your jiu-jitsu to be to the point where you're happy and you're confident in it, because like you have to be confident that you have jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? You can't be getting a black and white belt and stripes every other day and like be happy. You can be happy with that, but it's not going to be realistic. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll figure that out quite quickly. You have to realize that, okay, if I want to be the best I can be, this is where I need to be. It's not everything else is fake or everything else is worse. It's just, if you're seeking out the best, that's where you want to be. You know what I mean? And you're going to seek that out. You're not, and like Rich will always say, the system will take you in and spit you out, and you'll decide what to do with it from there. Simple.
So, and I spoke to Rich about it as well. Like, I have a 9-to-5 job. I'll never be the best in the world champion, but like you said, I want to be as good as I can be, you know?
Yeah.
I don't compete as much, you know, I've got lots of students competing and it's difficult for me to focus and competing.
It's like almost like you're doing your students an injustice.
But I want to be as good as possible, you know? I love jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know, I said, even Rich this morning, I woke up at 3, left the house 3:30, be at 6, you know, do jiu-jitsu. There's no... People say it's hard and it's tough. No, if you want to enjoy something, you'll find an excuse to do it, you know?
Well, that's the thing. It's like when it's a passion and you enjoy it so much, then it's, you know, like people find an excuse to go drinking and hanging with their mates. Like, it's the same thing, dude. Like, if you enjoy jiu-jitsu, like, you try and make every effort to be a jiu-jitsu.
And like we said, last week I did Chatty the ground and pound from the guard.
So
one of those days, it was, your jiu-jitsu sucks and it's just long.
I was watching
and
that.
I was sitting in, it's like,
This looks uncomfortable.
And you know what Chatty is like? He's a big boy, but he's so technical, and he's so good. He's when that guy gets on top,
It's like a cinder block, bro.
We were doing MMA sparring like a week or two ago, and I shoot in on Chatty, and like through the scramble, I land up on my back and he's in my guard, and I was like,
exactly where I want to be.
Exactly where I don't want to be. I'd rather be striking right now than be in this position. He's so good at shutting down your hips and just raining down, dude. I was like,
I said to Rourke this morning, I haven't rolled Don in the gi for long as well. And when that guy gets on top of you and the amount of pressure, you feel like...
When you can grip a lapel, maybe your pants or lapel in the sleeve.
It's an eye-opener, you know. Like I said, there's levels to this, and then you go back home, you feel like, then you get stained. He's such a big boy. Then you get... I've got, you know, the Polokwane boys, they're so tough, dude, and they're so physical.
And as the coach, they all come.
No, we need to show you.
Need to establish our dominance.
The boys up there are so physical, because of the wrestlers, you know.
And Popo strong, Chana.
And
Popo strong is a thing,
You saw Stain last week. He's about 96 kilograms.
I was like,
and that would be good for him and Luke to train together, you know. They competed like 2 or 3 times before.
I think it's brilliant, dude. If you think about it, right, like back in the day when Alliance used to have their big gym in Sao Paulo, right, and they used to bring all the black belts there for Worlds camps, right? Some of those black belts were going to compete against each other, right? But Alliance used to dominate because all the best guys in the world were training with each other. So when they went to Worlds, there was no one else that was going to be better than them. They just used to clean up like one time. And I think like guys put a lot of weight on, we opponents and we're going to train together. Like, it's fine. You guys might roll each other twice in the year, right? But you can get 4 or 5 good months of training with each other.
It was like with me and Cam. Me and Cam were always fighting each other, gi and no gi, and we end up in the finals. And we're like, you know, he's beaten me lots of times. I've beaten him, you know. But we train together every Saturday, and I think, like you said, we're getting better, regardless if you win a local comp or not. You know, like Stain, he wants to compete international. Luke wants to compete in international, and I think they need the wrestling. You know, jiu-jitsu guys needs wrestling. I think that's the biggest flaw.
No, 100%.
The world's and even in the ADCC, the points.
Well, wrestlers do so well in ADCC because of the points. Like at halfway, when the points get turned on and like you're getting points for takedowns and the negative scoring, guard pulling and stuff like that, then it's like wrestling takes over from that point onwards. You know.
So that's we were talking about. I trained with Peter Yan in Thailand. He's got very good wrestling. And like Don said, there's levels to this. You know, Sterling is a NCAA, 2-time NCAA wrestler, and he trains with Sarah, and I train with those guys as well. He's got very good jiu-jitsu.
Is it?
But they're combining the wrestling with the jiu-jitsu so much. That's like Sterling.
Yeah.
He's got great jiu-jitsu wrestling, and he combines it with the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So
he's got quite unorthodox wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and he's like molded it so well together.
Stains one time he said, no, if he wants to fight, will he I was like, you can wrestle and you can do jiu-jitsu. What else do you want to? What else do you want to do? Why do you
Learn
want
to
to
throw
go
a
stand
couple
and
of
strike with
punches
the
and we
boys?
go. Yeah.
You know, it's
That stand up will last all of 5 seconds.
And what do you guys think, judo or Islam?
So I think it's a tough fight. I think. Who did I choose? I chose Makachev, but I think
Yeah,
Dober
we've all
could get
got
it done.
Makhachev, yeah. But
I think
he
Dober
was
could get it done.
that was our dark horse pick.
Yeah, it's one you
The
definitely want to
upset.
like. So
Yeah.
on my parlay that we were chatting about just now, I wanted to do Dober, Nunes, Adesanya on the bet, right? Because Dober's got a great line on the bet.
Yeah,
Underdog, eh?
yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do my parlay on, but
Him and Megan
See.
Anderson.
the same thing. Yeah, Megan Anderson's got the best odds, dude. Like if you put like $100 on, you don't mind losing the $100, but if she wins, you're gonna fucking cash in, dude.
If she wins, you're gonna get it extra. You're gonna have those inner wild cappuccinos. The extra.
What was it, the best fight for a man in Nunes? Have you seen that judo Kayla from
Yeah, yeah,
American
heard
top
about
team?
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Kayla
she's-
Harrison,
she's
I
yeah.
reckon she's the chick to like.
Or even Gabby Garcia.
Yeah, dude, there's nobody else.
She's on all the liquid fruit.
when Gordon and
Dude, I gotta find
Andre
that
were having that
video.
fight, and then Gabby stepped in. I was like, both these oaks are fucked if
Yeah.
she starts getting involved. Dude.
He's like, Andre, okay, Gabby. Then you know there's a...
Gordon, stop it. And Gordon's like, hey, okay.
So what do you guys reckon? You think Gordon or Andre will fight him?
Look, I think Andre has to fight him now. Like, I think the problem is that Andre's legacy is a bit tainted if he doesn't take this fight now. You know, take the slap away and take that whole. Is that it looks like completely like he's avoiding him now, like he doesn't want to fight him, right? Even when they got into a confrontation, he didn't want to fight him, right? So I think he has to take the fight now to end his career with such a, you know, like he had a stellar career,
Yeah,
ADCC
no gi.
champion, world gi champion, no gi champion, like he's won everything, he's dominated, right? But now there's this one guy at the end of his career that's like harping on at him, and it just seems like he was just completely avoiding him.
Here we go. Check this slap.
The memes for this is hilarious.
my
But it looked
favorite
like
were the
Alvar was
ones-
on the phone there as well. Hey,
Oh,
that was the second
PK.
one. Even the second one, you couldn't see it, but
The second one you only hear.
oh man.
This one.
Andre's acting.
Okma slapped me once in a fight. Slapped me twice.
it's
Oh my
regardless, you're
goodness.
gonna. But he doesn't want to. I don't think you'll pick a fight.
No.
What
or not pick a fight. If he does it, his only chance of beating Gordon, that's my pick, is ADCC rule set. Because you know there's a time
Check the
limit.
chick with
and
the camera. You're like, hey, why is no one following this? That's not even her camera. I reckon she just found that one. She's like,
Is that old Michael Zenga there? He's like,
who's his teammate? The one who also fought on the weekend. The guy with the leopard print pants.
Craig Jones.
Craig.
Did you say?
check out John Danaher, dude. Just
I know, called
moseying
second
on,
with a knife,
hey,
man.
just moseying on forward, bro.
Yeah, he was the moolah now.
I'll be
But like you look at Andre's body language, right? He wants to talk and like get into this confrontation, but the moment it gets physical, he keeps backing up and trying to get away from it.
But the only time he does that is when someone is
Check.
in between them.
So here, enter the game changer, bro. Check at this.
the meme.
Watch. Hey, Andre. Hey, Andre. Hey,
Fuck,
Andre.
she's a unit, eh?
Hey, Andre.
She actually makes
Okay,
Andre
Gabby.
Galvao look small, dude.
Yeah, I think they Googled it in the morning, 107 kilogram.
And that's all liquid fruit, eh?
All the Mexican
Natty
supplements.
squad, boy.
Huh?
She's on the natty squad, man.
She's on that delicious protocol.
You should actually go check. There's a
Is that Nicky Ryan? Who's that
that's
guy?
the hillbilly
no, that's the hillbilly hammer.
from Daisy.
He lost though, eh?
Yeah.
Shame.
That
so-
arc was good that he fought, dude.
I know.
Shame. So if you go to Gordon Ryan's page, he posts a picture of Craig Jones, and he said, "I'm sorry, Craig Jones, but even when you're the main event, you're the co-man."
Have you guys trained with him when he was at East End?
No, well, I
For the
was.
seminar.
No, I wasn't here. I think I was in Durban or something.
But he's a big boy though, hey?
Yeah, he's massive, dude. I think Luke was there with him. I think Luke trained with him, but Yeah, and Luke's a giant, dude. Like, I think he like was a bit bigger and thicker than Luke.
And what's the Kaitera brown belt? He fought Andy Murasaki.
Mason Fowler.
Yeah, he's
Fowler.
a big boy. But Andy Murasaki is good, eh?
Yeah, he is
Have you
very
seen the
good.
bracket they're fighting? It's him, Mateus Gabriel.
When's this now?
I think it's. I'll check it out. I think it's
Mason.
bracket.
Mason joined Kaitera when we left Kaitera, like at the end of it, and I think Kaitera's thing is like if you're a brown belt, he won't grade you for 2 years. Like you won't get any gradings from him. So I think like that works like well into his black belt.
But I mean,
like,
he fought Craig Jones in the 80cc.
Yeah, last the
And
Lunan
he's a brown guillotine.
guillotine, yes.
But he's a brown belt
Yeah,
on the Terra.
yeah.
But people leave Kaitera, even Mikey. There's lots of guys that left him.
So I mean, you know what the thing is, right? So we joined Kaitera, and everything seemed great in the beginning, and then I kept harping on it, like, can you send us some content for whatever like we're going to be doing? And I got given this Excel spreadsheet. I saved the Excel spreadsheet. It's a point of contention for me. And he's like, this is what you need to teach. And it was just an Excel spreadsheet of like 12 lessons. And it was like armbar, flower sweep. And the next lesson was triangle and helicopter sweep. Whatever it was, dude. And I was like, okay, but like where's the content that goes with this Excel spreadsheet?
How do you do this?
No, you should know how to do all these things. It's like, I know how to do an armbar, I know how to do a triangle, but like, what is your take on this? What is your philosophy? Like, what is the structure here? And then they just strung us along, like $250 a month for fucking
That's a lot of money.
2 years with, and then he's like, no, we'll give you our technique, but you must come book a seminar. So I was like, cool, okay, how much is the seminar? He's like, no, first class ticket, airplane ticket from America, and he wants $1,000 a day to be in the country, and he's here for 5 days. He'll give me one free private lesson. He takes all the money from the seminar, and he wants to stay in a 5-star hotel. I was like, you're gonna earn like fucking PhD, like surgeon level money for 5 days for almost no interaction.
No,
with
he's a
us.
jiu-jitsu
So he's like,
surgeon.
okay, that's fine. I'll send Yuri Samoj for half the price. I was like, that's still a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, you're a student, eh?
Yeah. It's still a fuck ton of money to like have someone here for 5 days.
I can offer you my couch.
No, but I understand, like, you know, like,
it costs money to get here, right?
yeah,
So
I don't
there's
mind paying like an
yeah.
economy ticket, put you up in like a Protea hotel,
nice
which is
hotel,
nice.
yes.
All right, feed you, take you backwards and forwards, put a seminar together. I don't mind that, but it was exorbitant. It was like, I think when we costed it in the end, we were talking like close on to like 130,000 rand to bring this out for 5 days. It was mad money,
And you
dude.
need to get a shitload of students to attend the seminar
It's gonna make you
to
20.
get that back.
We did those Abmo Barboza seminars, dude,
okay.
and those were like making like 25 grand a seminar. Busy, dude. Like, and Abmo's a different guy. Like Abmo, it's like, hey, would you come out? He's like, yeah, I'll fly out. I'll pay for myself, but I take all the seminar money. So it's like,
That's
cool. He's
okay.
like, just find me somewhere to sleep. I'm happy. Pitches up. I brought my black belt friend Zhao with me. Cool. Goes and they share a room, share a bed. We train jiu-jitsu like 3 times a
that's so
day.
cool, yeah.
He's like, who's teaching class tonight? I put my hand up. He's like, okay, I'm teaching class tonight. And then Oaks just get, for like, 10 days? He just,
awesome.
It was so amazing, dude. He was like the best Oak ever to have out here. And he paid his own ticket to get out here. He took he didn't lose money in the trip. But
But sometimes if you can make a trip to another country, teach jiu-jitsu, have a good time, why wouldn't you? I understand
Yeah.
you want to make a living, but
100%.
like I said, it's taking a person 130,000 to fly
for 5
someone
days,
out.
for 5 days, he's like, I don't teach any classes. I teach one seminar. I give you one private. It's
And then like all
fuck.
jiu-jitsu changes lives. How can we help people? I mean, I talked to Professor Norman this morning about it, about the previous school. Why do you cut all the bullshit away? I pay you a monthly fee. Why do you give back?
Exactly, dude.
Just tell me, regardless of what it is,
Yeah.
tell me what do you give back? Okay, you send me some stuff, but for the amounts of money I give you, it's not worth it.
Dude, so,
Yeah.
so I think like when you're a white belt or a blue belt and you affiliate to someone, yeah, you can do communication and send them videos and whatever. That's fine. But once you get past like a blue belt level and you get like purple, brown, black, you need a mentor in jiu-jitsu, right? You need
Definitely,
someone that's going to
100%.
guide you as to how to be a good coach, how to be a good practitioner of jiu-jitsu. They need to guide you in a structured system. The problem is like, I'm going to get heat for this, but like a system like Gracie Barra, right? They've taken away this personal interaction. They don't like align you with someone and like this guy's going to mentor you and take you to the next level. And like, that's what you want for an affiliation. You want to like pay someone money, right? Because everyone needs to make money from this, right?
100%, yes.
Everyone's entitled to earn a living from the sport or from the martial art. But in exchange for that, you need a mentor. You need someone that's going to like guide your individual path, whether you're a school owner or just a practitioner or competitor. And I think that's where everyone falls short. Like, I've heard it about like the Gracie Barra system. I've experienced it with 2 other affiliations that we've chatted about already. It's just, they just want to like send you paperwork, tell you what to do.
And I think people don't really realize what goes on in Africa. You know, Jiu-Jitsu is big in Africa,
massive,
but we need a little bit of support. And, you know, we don't get any support from government or anything. So what you like for instance, Rich, I can message him anytime.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. Like Mondays and Tuesdays. On Tuesdays, he gives me a call. And he's like, what you've been working on this week, what you've been struggling, send me some videos. And that's it. Try and do this with another affiliation or another school. And it was the same. Back in the day, I had Umyan. In the beginning, I didn't have a jiu-jitsu coach. He's like, okay, no wrestling. I can show you a triangle kimura. That's it.
Yeah.
So we went to Fila comps. The Fila comps was on the same day as the wrestling comps.
I remember the mats used to, sometimes they'd be like, okay, we need to take the jiu-jitsu mat. So the jiu-jitsu guys all sit there in their gis watching wrestling.
We've been only doing like Umyan was in the beginning anti-gi. He's like, no gi wrestling. That's the thing. So we drive all the way down and we saw you guys wearing gis. Like, you know what? We travel far. Let's just buy gis, enter, and make the trip worth it, regardless of what the result is. So we started and we got choked full in the beginning. It's just like, there's some grips involved here. It's not only, guillotines or getting to the back. And then I did Roberto Atala from Rio Grappling. So I met Jürgen. So Jan said, no, listen here, okay, get someone. He was very open-minded. Get someone that can help you with the gi. So I met Jürgen. We did seminars and I was with Jürgen for 2-3 years. And it was fun.
You used to go to Springs,
Yeah, instead of going down every Saturday to Joburg, I just went to Springs. And Jürgen did the same. I learned so much from him in the gi. Yeah. And he's a family man. He's not, he still rolls. He's got some good students. I really liked rolling with Stefan. He still fights, I think.
Notorious.
Yeah, he fought with
Mr. Kicks.
Neil.
He fought Neil.
And I don't think he's a light heavyweight, but if he goes down middleweight, he's good. He's got very good jiu-jitsu, Stefan. He's very underrated. Yeah. I trained with him lots. And then afterwards, I just got to know Rich, and just the focus shifted, But I'm still a firmly trained everywhere. Sometimes I still message Jürgen. I'm like, okay, he's busy. No, he's not busy. He's popping for a roll. I like to train and roll everywhere, buddy.
I think that's like key. It's like sometimes when you leave someone, it's also not because that person was shit. It's just that like maybe their direction's in a different direction to you, and like you need to align yourself with someone that's more in line with what your direction is, So like people are often like, oh, what happened? Why did you leave this person? It's like, it's not, like we were with Nathan. We actually talked about Nathan Ross earlier today, right? Nathan was a great coach, right? And I'll tell everyone that he was a phenomenal coach, but he was going on like a different path to what we were going on, right? And unfortunately we had to like part ways with him, but like anyone that that asks me about it, I always tell them he was a phenomenal coach, right? When Nathan was on, like he was a fucking great coach, one of the best coaches I've ever had. But like people always assume that something ugly went down, in order for you to leave that person.
But it's the same like with Jürgen. We still see each other. But I think it's how you do stuff. People, sometimes you only hear half of the story. Sometimes people can just leave. Yeah. And we've seen that before with the current academy with Rich, and then people just leave. Yeah. Without communicating or saying anything. It's, it is what it is. It won't always be.
No, exactly, dude.
Happy, and people will part on a good way, but is what it is.
I think it's best to like endeavor to like not burn bridges though, because I mean like that's like the biggest problem.
Even the same like a rookie. We went to Cal's gym on Sunday. He brought guys from Pretoria. And they were like, okay, it's fun rolling here. He's like, yeah, let's all roll together. Let's go.
Dude, that's what jiu-jitsu is about.
Let's get Africa jiu-jitsu up and going. And regardless of what school.
That was fun. Carl's guys are good as well.
Yeah, Carl's guys are actually very good, dude. Like,
He's got some
I was
big,
telling-
strong boys over
Yo,
there.
I was telling Rich, like, they fund him.
Some Okies over there. Yo, we're not the biggest
Listen,
guys there.
let me tell you about Carl because it's quite interesting. I started jiu-jitsu. He was a blue belt at Rodney King, and he was the classic ethos of being told never to leave that gym and he would like hint towards schools like FFM and he'd be like, there you're going to get broken. They're going to break your ACL on day one. It's going to be over. Don't go there. Don't go there.
And let's look at him now. His knees are fine.
And yeah, and like slowly, like a lot of those guys would message me and they'd be like, oh, what's it like? I'm like, dude, it's fucking jiu-jitsu. Like, you're going to be fine. You know what I mean? Like, just come on over. And I said to Carl at the time, I was like, dude, you know, just go and check it out. Just go and see for yourself. Like, nobody's going to hurt you. Nobody's going to fucking break your knees. Just go and check it out. And like, it's the best decision he's ever made for himself personally and for his jiu-jitsu. Like, he was always like a little bit higher level above Rodney's guys because he put in the work, you know what I mean? But now he's soaring, dude. It's the best thing he ever
I try to
fucking
break
did.
his knees every week.
It's not
I'll be
happening.
honest.
People often mistaken like training hard with training recklessly.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I often train with Chad or Don, like two murderers, right? In all the years I've been training with them, I've never been injured by one of them, right?
Yeah, that's
Besides maybe like a bust lip and whatever in sparring. But I mean, like, that's like silly stuff, right? But like, people often think, yes, see, those oaks, they're every photo, they're all drenched in sweat. They're training so hard. They're being reckless. It's like, no, we're not. Like, we're just putting in work and we're looking after each other while putting in the
Keep
work.
the
you
pace
know?
high without hurting anyone.
But like I said, the cats even tell you, the guys tell you half the story. How many students you saw coming from, and we saw that coming from other gyms, come for a roll and they want to roll like idiots. You know, they want to grip you so hard. And like, when you get smashed, they're like, no, the bunch of assholes over there, don't go and train over there. But they'll never tell you, no,
They
I
start the
went
shit.
over there and the way I rolled was like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, you
We had one of those oaks come in December and it's like, okay, dude, you're like 30 kilograms heavier than me, but he like grips me and like tries to like, I'm like, you're not proving anything at the moment, right? Like I'm significantly smaller than you. Yeah, you didn't submit me, I didn't submit you, but like, we're not here to like just like fuck each other up. Like, we're here to like play jiu-jitsu, dude. Like, I can also just hold on tight for a whole round and nothing's gonna happen, right? But like, we had like, just chill out and we'll chill out, and they'll never tell the other oaks that that's the situation.
But that's
right?
the thing, like you said before, like I train with, even back in the day, JP, we've been trained, we train very hard, but we never had an injury. There's no one, it's an ego and respect thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know even still to this day, I feel very comfortable when I come to FFM, but you know, don't go into someone else's gym and think you're King Kong.
100%.
You know, even when I go, like I said, I go to East Rand a lot with Ching and Alan and Manny and them.
Those guys are
It's
awesome.
always amazing guys, but you go there with respect. You know, it's their gym and you roll, and that's it. But I see people coming and going, and they want to grip and be an asshole, and they want to they want to prove something. You
Yeah,
know,
100.
and you see that
That's not the way to start a
all
relationship,
the time.
dude.
Like, then you get gripped, and then you know, oh, they're gonna break my knee. And, you know,
Yeah. East Rand is a great gym, dude. It's a super
cool.
good gym, yeah. They're always also flat out open door policy.
that's-
Everybody's welcome. Very, very, very
and
nice.
killers
gym.
over there.
Yeah,
It's,
it's good dudes.
We spoke about that, the Dolomer mats.
Yeah.
They've got
Mats are nice,
those mats are amazing.
Yeah,
Because Don
so
is
nice,
getting
dude.
Dolomers for his gym in Cape Town as
So
well.
nice, dude. Oh my goodness, they're so nice.
And what was the other, the Fuji mats, that's Curtin them in Cape Town.
Yeah,
They're still
yeah.
up and running.
I think so. I see them advertising all the time. Fuji mats are nice. They're like a little bit hard, but
Oh, yeah. I rolled with the ones in, when I rolled with Richie in Cape Town. Like, it's a little bit hard, but I think at the end
Yeah.
it's better. But the zebras are very nice, eh?
The
Yeah.
guys in Durban have the Olympic team Dolomer mats. It was the US Olympic judo team.
Yeah, it was their training mats for the Olympics. Like if you turn the mats around, they've actually still got like
Oh,
the
really?
US team like
And
emblem and
they
everything. on it.
all the athletes signed the bottom of the mats.
Yeah, it's at Wolves Gym.
Was that
It's
in Durban?
it's at Forged MMA. You know the old Lions then
Yes,
turned to
with David. It's
yeah. So
like-
Dave does the jiu-jitsu and Will does the MMA.
Oh, okay.
It's those mats there were the old US team's Olympic training mats.
But they're
ones
like
they had
the
at the
extra thick
Olympics.
ones, those things you could sleep on, you'd have a good night's
So
sleep.
nice,
That's
dude.
what the Oaks want to judo each other. That's why.
Exactly. When you got Travis Stevens throwing you on your head, you better have fucking.
The Fuji mat's a little bit hard, you know.
Yeah.
But I see you get different kinds of zebras as well. I never saw it in Thailand. You get the ones that Tiger. It's zebras, but on top, it's more wrestling I think it's very. Have you seen the roll-out ones?
Yeah.
It's it's the same material, but I think
You got
it's
those roll-up ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Those are
got
nice,
some
dude.
other ones from Johan as well. It's very nice. Just it's quick and it's easy. If you want to go travel,
Yeah.
just
Well, when we
them
do that
with-
hunting trip later this year, take the mats with.
I want to go hunting with Don. When
Yeah,
he
I'm
sends
holding
those
a
photos.
seminar.
That was- Don, he sent me a photo. Don is ready to kill something. He's
Yes,
like, Don is on
Don's
murder
too
mode.
keen.
And he's got a glass, hat, everything. He's
He's got
ready.
his knife ready as well.
Don's too keen, eh? Fuck.
Yeah, he said he wants to do a trip in the Kruger. Like there's...
Yeah, he's doing one now, like in May. I
Booked that
think.
one in the
He wants
Kruger.
to go
He's gonna
hunting
walk
in the Kruger.
or Something
Yeah.
insane.
No, he's
I
not
was gonna say,
hunting
I'm
in the
pretty sure you
Kruger.
can't hunt in the Kruger.
no,
well,
it's like-
legally
It's
anyway.
just walking with no...
It's a 5-day hike through the Kruger.
Fuck
Sleep
sure, dude.
tents, whatever. I'd have that fucking rifle.
I'm all in,
right over
man.
here. Dude, just waiting for
Smith
it.
Optics,
Little
bro.
lion, little cheetah, little something coming on my way, dude.
No, I see this. Have you seen the back in, like Marcelo or John Dunner went to Marcelo and apologized? There was beef back in the day. Dylan Munch
Oh, yeah?
with Gordon and Gary.
Okay.
So even John Dunner went to Marcelo to his academy and apologized and said,
Oh.
"Listen, yeah, sorry, let's keep the beef
Yes, he
aside."
did.
But this is Dylan Danis. We spoke about it. Like I spoke to Rich about it. He's got very good jiu-jitsu, buddy.
He does, eh?
He's got
Phenomenal.
People sleep on his jiu-jitsu. He's got a big mouth, but his jiu-jitsu.
The first time you got a glimpse of that was at Metamoris when he smashed Joe Lawson.
with
Dude.
the DOS.
Yes, he like quick sticks. And Joe's like a phenomenal no-gi grappler,
Very good,
dude.
yeah.
Right? And he just smashed him. And like you realize, okay, fuck, this guy's actually pretty decent. And you watch his videos when he was still training at Unity. You watch him like go with like some of the greatest in the world in the gi even, and you're like, fuck, this looks actually really good. But he talks so much shit, everyone forgets about it. Dude.
So go watch his brown belt fights at what's it, Copa?
Copa Podio.
Yeah, it was him. It was Lucas Lepre. It was a very good guy, it's underrated, and AJ Souza.
Yeah.
He trains with Mikey and Gilbert Burns back out at GFT team.
Yeah.
He's got very good. He even boloed Lepre.
Shit.
There's some videos on. You must check.
Lucas
his-
Lepre is next level.
That's
dude.
I would really want to see him fight what's the kid from Australia at Unity as well? Levi
Leary Jones.
Remember at the Europeans, Levi boloed him and took his back. Didn't finish him though. But that's a classic style De La Hiva with the like Rich does the knee slide.
How did he get disqualified at Worlds? Like, they pulled guard twice or 4 times, and then they disqualified both of them.
Yeah, but both of them went 50-50. Yeah, I'm gonna lie, but I remember
Because he was gonna win. He was like,
I want to win worlds.
he's gonna. I mean, he just won Europeans, beat Lepre. He like basically beat all the best guys in his division, and he won Spider. Then you got to Worlds, and then he was like fucking double guard pull, double guard pull, double guard pull,
penalty.
DQ.
There
done.
we go. It's the same as have you seen Mikey Musumesi is fighting Nogi?
Is it?
And Flo. Who's he fighting? Some bald
At
guy.
WNO, who's number one?
What's the next event at 26?
Who's number one? Yeah.
Gordon is fighting Wagner. It's the same
Gordon's
event.
gonna break Wagner. I love Wagner.
I love
Hot shot,
Wagner,
dude.
buddy. I
But
love Wagner. He's
I think he's amazing. Dude, I do his little cobra. We're in America, and I've got Marty's back, and I do, Wagner's little cobra
got the
thing.
mood, I know.
Yes, he's like, turns to Rich, and he's like, Rich, I'm going to fuck this guy up. I'm like, I'm sorry, Marty.
it's not, yeah, when something gets you that way, that's not fun. But the US trip was fun, eh?
Oh, so much fun.
Another
dude.
one.
So much fun. To like go and train with all those oaks and to, like test your jiu-jitsu out against like world-class gyms jiu-jitsu, and you realize, fuck. We've got like the coaches. It's just about getting the exposure now, to like go overseas.
So
and
where
train.
was your favorite place that you trained overseas? When you were there?
Cobrinha's gym is the best, dude. It's the ultimate, right? You like line up and there's like 1 million brown belts. Obviously not 1 million, but like you got like 10, 12 brown belts. You got a couple of black belts, and everyone's chilled. Everyone's got like the same type of like mentality and personality as you. They train hard. It's like a super chilled environment, respectful. That was like the ultimate, right?
And you went to AOJ, hey?
We went there. We didn't roll there. Yeah, we went there. It was a kids class.
Ruka wear, hey?
You're only allowed their white gis, so you have to rent a gi there, and you have to rent the black AOJ rashies and stuff.
Rent a rashi.
Yeah, dude. But you can only wear certain things there, dude.
Seems
But at
COVID
Cobrinha as well, you had to have ranked rash guards. If you didn't have a ranked rash guard, you had to rent it. But remember that the rental thing is like, as soon as you're done, it goes straight and gets washed.
But still, renting rash
Yeah,
guards.
that's picky weird, eh?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, you get some fail ales. People
So
don't always watch
what happens if an oak like me walks in and only got a medium?
yeah, you're in trouble,
pal.
dude. You're in
Just
trouble.
like
You're
a
not training that
sausage,
day.
bro. Just like a sausage on the mats.
Let me tell you, Don and myself, the one night we decided, okay, fuck these 10th Planet Oaks. After what they did to us, we're gonna go there and we're gonna go roll at 10th Planet in downtown LA. So we get there and I've told the story a couple of times about the warm ups and like Don, Don gets a fucking bee in a bonnet,
if
dude.
you tell him, no, he's
He gets a bit- but we get into the change room and Don's like, oh fuck, I forgot all my grappling gear. He only had like normal clothes. I was like, dude, I got a pair of like long underwear.
no.
So he wears my like long underwear, right?
That's amazing.
And he goes and he rolls. And I don't know where we got. I think I had a spare rash guard as well. I had a spare rash guard and took my like long underwear and he rolled there. I was like, fuck China. We went from Cobrinha where everything was crisp and clean and we all had white gears and all that, and now we fucking wearing my underwear at 10th Planet.
But apparently you guys said that it wasn't the cleanest gym as well.
Oh,
It
stuff,
was,
dude. We were like so sweaty after the thing and we got there and it was like a fucking gel shower system there, dude.
Everything is
Just like
open.
fucking 10 naked oaks like lining up for like jail style like showering system. And I was like, I'm gonna shower when I get back to the Airbnb. He's like, me too. I'm
So
like,
did you
fucking
go
outta
there
here,
and
dude.
the rubber guard blew your mind?
Not a single one of those motherfuckers that a rubber guard on me. The one oak that tried to, I landed up choking him out, a guillotine in my guard, dude. And he like wakes up, he's like, oh, that was so good. Round ends, he's like, I'm gonna go roll your friend. I was like,
Oh, big mistake.
big mistake, dude. If you had a problem with me, you're gonna have a big fucking problem with that oak, dude.
You guys were the definition of not going to someone's gym and...
No, but the oak was such he was being a dickhead, right? The same oak.
Sorry, was there any high level guys? Like, what's it, Jeremy Vance?
So Vance wasn't there and Castillo wasn't there, but there was like a couple of their black belts were there.
What's
but like none of like the big, because all those big names have their own gyms. So like
Marvin,
Gio and them are in San Diego. What's the professor?
Jean-Jacques.
No, they call him the professor. Something Einstein.
Scott Epstein. Is it
Yeah,
Scott,
Scott Epstein.
Scott Epstein, yeah. He was one of his first students, though.
His gym is like north of LA. So like none of them are actually close to the original HQ. The only person that's in HQ is Jeremiah Vance and Marvin Castillo.
Yeah, the leg lock.
Yeah,
guy, yes.
leg lock guy. But he only does the 12 o'clock advance. He didn't do the evening classes. Then he had some other black belts there and brown belts. It's a weird situation though, because you arrive there and you do their warm-up system for like 45 minutes, right? And then like they start the technique, but then like Eddie talks for like an hour. Literally, you get ice cold. Like he just talks and talks. This dude that I dorsed with the guillotine, he fell asleep against the cage, dude. Like during Eddie's talking, he was like dorsing.
Really?
I was like, Don, what the fuck's going
this
on here,
guy.
dude? He's like, and it like reeks of weed in there, right? Like, you know the smell of like unsmoked weed, like the raw smell of unsmoked
Like an
weed.
ashtray.
All
Dude.
the oaks are afterwards, they're going to have something.
Oh, I'll tell you about what happens afterwards, dude. It's hilarious, right? So like, I check this oak, and he wakes up at the end of the like technique stuff, and he like comes, he's like, I want to roll you. So I was like, okay, because Eddie had found out that Don's in the UFC, and he was all high on like Don being there. And he's like, you better try rubber guard when you're grappling and MMA and all this stuff. So this guy comes to me, he's like, I want to roll you first, and he fucking guns me, dude. He's a lot bigger than me. And he starts going. And I managed to get back to God, and I just latch onto a guillotine on my bad side, left arm, dude. Fucking, and he's like fighting, and then just feel, you know when someone passes out in your guard, they go like, it's like tension, then.
And then they go all going down. Yes.
I was like, oh fuck. So he's like, I'm gonna roll this like. So afterwards, Don comes to me, he's like, I made that oak sleep. So I was like, no way, bro. First round, I dorsed him with the guillotine, and he told me he's gonna go roll you. And I
So
told him it was a
second
bad
round he
idea. Yeah, second round we went Don dorsed him as well, dude. There's like a black belt in 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu, right? But they got this rule there: you do 10 rounds of grappling every advanced class. The first 3 rounds you're not allowed leg locks in the gym, right? So you're going to start leg locks after round 3. So I had this oak, then I had like a brown belt came there, because they all wear ranked rash guards, right? I had a brown belt in the next round, did well against him. Then I got another brown belt in the third round, but he's like this leg lock guy. But he's not allowed leg locks. So I fuck him up like badly with like just grappling normally. And he goes, no, I want to do leg locks. Go with me another round. So I was like, I got a bit nervous because I was like, this guy's really keen to leg lock me. This is going to be
and
bad.
you feel like this is his game, you know?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wants to-
So he tries to leg lock me, but like the most like basic ass leg lock attacks, dude. I was like, then like just started doing Rich's system of leg locks, and I started like beating his like
People
leg
don't
locks.
realize they don't realize that Rich has got an entire leg lock system.
But
That's like
these oaks were like going from me, and like so after I beat him with the leg locks, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go roll your friend. And I'm gonna keep going like, fuck, that's such a bad idea. Like, if you think I'm alright at leg locks, that oak's fucking way better at leg locks than what I am, dude. And these oaks, it was just like a circle of these oaks. Like I'd like roll them, and then they'd be like, okay, I'll go roll your mate, and then they'd be like, okay. And then Don was like just coming like trailing behind, fucking them up for a second round.
But I see a lot of even the like pure jiu-jitsu students. They're like, oh, okay, that's an MMA guy. I can handle myself. They feel like even they think Rich is a pure MMA coach. They still don't really think he's a legit jiu-jitsu coach, and they still think they still think Don, Martin, Chaddy are just strikers.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever rolled those guys? It's
100%.
terrifying. I always tell the guys, it's not
Yeah.
like. When I rolled Don this morning again, it was like, yeah, that guy's heavy and he's only 75 kgs and he grips you, pal.
Yes,
it's not
it's
only an
fine.
MMA guy, you know? And it's
Don's
in the
pressure
gi,
is
it's not
ridiculous,
no
dude.
gi. And it's the same with Chaddy or even Martin. Martin can sleep you, pal, but the Martin is on top. Is a
Dude, if Martin
submission.
catches you in like a DOS or an anaconda or something like that, you're dorsing quick
I've
sticks,
almost
dude.
stepped
Like,
from a
it's-
couple of those dosses that Martin throws out.
dude, Martin's jiu-jitsu is good. I think he proved it when he fought Jamie at ADCC. Like, he did well against Jay. He didn't win the fight in the end, but
But
like,
it's a final. He lost in the final. But I
Yeah.
mean, for a striker,
Yeah.
MMA striker, he does very well. His jiu-jitsu
his
is
jiu-jitsu is great,
He's
dude.
very good.
even like we went to 10th Planet Costa Mesa, and like we rolled the oaks. It was like an open mat, so it wasn't just the Costa Mesa guys. It was like there was guys from Jean-Jacques' gym. There was a black belt there. There was like 20 a black belt under Jean-Jacques Machado who came there.
Jeez.
Bit of a bully, right? But like we did super well against all those oaks, dude. Like, and Marty fucking cleaned house there as well, dude. Like, Marty's grappling is really good.
Very
dude.
good.
Very underrated. I think he would be an epic grappler if he like loved jiu-jitsu a bit
If
more.
he just like Monique, I see this morning Monique, she just drills and
Oh,
drills and
Monique's
drills.
good though, dude. Shit.
Very good.
If
I
you
rolled with
s-
her this morning again. She's like,
if she catches you sleeping, if you like don't pay attention, dude, she's definitely gonna submit you.
and now she's a bigger problem with all the spinning shit with the bolos and
Yeah,
everything.
yes, sir, bro.
So this morning we were like drilling. She goes onto the back and choke. It's like, yes, he sees the mood and
Yeah,
you need to be
And
awake.
she's strong for her size, dude.
Did you guys roll at John Jacques Academy?
No, but we had some of his students came over to 10th Planet to roll.
Okay, so they do. Does he only do gi or no, does he do no gi at his gym, or does all the no
I
gi
don't
go
know,
to
dude.
10th Planet?
I don't know actually. I think he does know at his gym, but there's obviously a direct link between the 10th Planet guys and him. So like they often train there. This guy that came in there, like we're busy getting changed, and I saw the Jean-Jacques bag. I was like, hey, that's a cool bag, Jean-Jacques. He's like, yeah, I've been a black belt under Jean-Jacques for 20 years. I was like,
I didn't think.
shit, this is gonna be interesting. But like, I also think like black belts from back then and black belts now, that's a different type of black belts. You know, like I think the Hoist Gracie that was in the UFC at UFC 1, that black belt Hoist Gracie would struggle to win black belt matches in this era. Like,
It's like, you remember Tainan, what's it, Tainan Delpro from
Yeah.
Arts of Jiu-Jitsu? He
Yeah.
was a purple belt and he fought, it was like, there was a local comp and then
it
Bill Cooper was there.
Bill Cooper, yeah.
Bill Cooper was there and he's like, he was a really good from Jeff Glover back in the day.
Smoked him, dude.
You know, and
Yeah.
he was a purple and Jeff and Bill Cooper they're very good black belts.
Yeah.
And like you said, Tainan smoked him, buddy. It's,
just it wasn't even a
It's
match.
a little
dude.
bit bigger,
Yeah.
but regardless, you know, if he's a black belt, purple, like you said, skill
Yeah.
but even Keenan said this. It's like he thinks purple belts from today, blue belts will beat the shit out of black belts from back in the day, and he got
100%, dude.
the Oaks got upset with him.
But I agree completely with him. Robert Drysdale was saying that the competitive blue belts of this era will beat the non-competitive black belts, right? Because their level of jiu-jitsu, like the spectrum of technique that they understand and that they can execute at a high level is way bigger than what these guys were doing at the 1998 Mundials, right?
But what do? Do they go out, get some more knowledge? Do they train? Go they visit different schools? No, they stick to what they know.
Yeah.
And regardless, no, old school, you know, leg locks are shit. You know, like you said,
Yeah.
all these old school guys are like, no, legs locked, it's
Leg locks
not,
don't work, yeah.
and it's not part of the jiu-jitsu.
those black belts, the black belts that can't hang anymore, those are the black belts that didn't grow with the student base, right? So the student base required like way more technique, like a way better understanding of jiu-jitsu, right? And like you watch someone, I said to Rich the other day, how much do you think you've improved since you got your black belt? He's like, it's like a world apart of like how good I was when I got my black belt to now. And it's because Rich like grows with the sport, you know? So his black belt is always relevant because he's growing with the sport.
Nice.
Those other black belts from like 1995, 1996, they stuck in 1995, 1999. They don't grow with the sport, dude. Like, I think when I got my brown belt, I think it was way easier at that stage to get given a brown belt than what it is now. Like, I think
the levels, like you said, everything keeps on.
It just keeps evolving. There's new techniques, new systems. I think if you don't grow with the sport, it'll chew you up and spit you out quickly, dude.
And like, it's not always easy, man. When you travel, like I said, Saturdays I come here, get smoked, and you're like, sometimes, okay, no, my jiu-jitsu is shit. Rather stay at home, stay at your own gym. Don't go out there. At least, but now the trouble is at your gym, there's killers as well. So you're all JD, Stain, Eric, Andre, all these big wrestlers, and it's a problem. But
dude, JD's good. JD is Stain.
I always said to JD, he'll be if he just trains, I'm worried about his fitness. But when that guy trains, he's very good.
Well, in fairness to him, in that 8-man, he fought Francois. Was it Francois in the first round? And like that was like he had a long fight with Francois. And then like he got like 5-minute gap, and then he had to go fight again. Like that definitely played a factor into him losing that second match.
Even to Chris, I think a lot of had to do with his mind. As Chris beat him fair and square, but he just got out of ACL surgery. And so when someone, even in the beginning, when you touched his heel or his knee, he's like, no.
Yeah.
So, but at least he's training now like a madman.
Is it?
No, he's training very hard.
Even he's looking thick as well.
And dude. Even like Stain in there.
Popo strong.
Yeah, it's a Popo strong boy. All the meat up there. And it's so much fun because Stain and them and I've got another blue belt, Murray, young wrestler. They're all preparing for big international comps. Okay. You know what I like? Jan is the mood, and so everyone is fit. You know when that guy gets, you're so fit, but it's.
Jan's warm-ups are epic.
Do you remember when Omyan used to run those little wrestling sessions out at World of Warriors?
I remember he came down with Rudy and Albert. And
those are good times, dude.
So if you want to get fit, I always say, if you want to get fit, just make that guy angry. Buddy, you'll be the fittest guy.
Those warm-ups were epic, dude.
Still to this day, you get his students in Polokwane, it's hot, eh? yo. So you swear, so even when Richie and Chef came down the first time, they're like, yes, what's going on? You say, yeah, Polokwane heat, baby.
Dude, it's hectic, bro.
You
Dry
were up
heat.
there as well. You did some work up there as well.
Yeah. I built the bowling alley entertainment center there at Mall of the North. It's fucking hot, dude. Jeez.
You guys mentioned Hoist Gracie. I heard about this the other day. I had no idea. They were talking about his, like he teaches in a blue belt.
Yeah, that navy belt.
Yeah. It was pretty fucking interesting. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, so that's got something to do with the original jiu-jitsu belts. From what I understand, when they first introduced belts, it was like two
See,
belt
Rock, this is how you produce, because I'm going to tell you exactly what he said.
Who was in the, have you seen one of the, was it Half Gracie's, I think he's sentenced, hey?
Yeah, 6 months in prison, dude, for punching Almeida.
Yeah. At, was it Pan Am's or was it, Worlds?
It was Nogi Worlds.
Wait, 6 months in prison?
Have you seen that? So they were standing next to, was Pan Am's or Worlds, buddy?
I think wasn't it Nogi Worlds? Because it was in December.
Yeah,
it was in December.
When Gordon Ryan fought Patrick Wilder, yes.
Yeah.
So they were standing next to the barriers. They were like even having a chat. And Half Gracie went, boom, elbow, fell down.
His tooth fucking out, dude.
Kicked him on the ground. His students came. It was a big story. Now apparently it's 6 months in prison.
So Flavio Almeida, Flavio is responsible for like the growth of Gracie Barra, like getting into new territories. And he wanted to go to where Half Gracie's academy was, like down the road. And Half's like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? And then like they were like, yeah, but it's fine. You know, like this growing jiu-jitsu, whatever. And he's like, no, you're going to steal my student base. And then Flavio's like, we still continue. And then he like just dipped him, like old school Brazilian style, dude. Except now you're in America, so now you have to spend 6 months in prison for doing that.
You can't do shit like that.
No.
Yeah, Rock, just on the belts, they're saying that the old-fashioned style before the Jiu-Jitsu Federation had 3 colors. So white for students, light blue for instructors, and dark blue for masters.
Yeah.
So after Helio died, that he was like, cool, I'm going to rock the navy blue.
It's a very cool looking belt. Like a very cool color.
Just looks like a blue belt, dude.
Blue belts.
Like if you're in low light, it could be a black belt, you know. But if it's got some light on it, then it looks blue. So it's nice. And there's the white strip, and I see lots of guys do the white strip and the red strip. So white strip if you're a black belt non-instructor.
Is it?
Red strip if you're a black belt instructor.
Because I went to
If you go to Hyperfly, they sell or even Showroll, they sell the white strip and the red strip.
even in there was a one company Hanami in was it in Durban, France.
Yeah, Fred.
There was I met for some of Aubrey's students. He gave like even when you're coaching, you get a stripe. It's you get stripes for coaching as well. So as some people do it different. He's with Dean. What's his name?
Roy Dean.
Roy Dean.
Yeah.
He was under him, but I think he's in.
That looks trippy, dude. Like that Roy Dean looks super trippy. Like he's deep into that like spiritual martial arts stuff.
Very. But the Hanami comes back in and they were so cool. Have you guys been there?
I didn't. I saw the photos. It was in that like silo thing and then like the warehouse thing.
Yeah, it
and
was
then
very cool.
Maybe
It had
it's
nice
just
mats and
Hyperfly
everything. Yeah.
And he did it. Aubrey did it very professional. It was very cool.
What happened to him?
I think he's a lawyer. He's in Canada.
Oh,
Still doing
okay.
jiu-jitsu though.
Oh, dude, I don't know about you, but like for the last 11 years of my life, I've been dreaming of that black belt with the red stripe. I'm not putting a white stripe on there.
No, I think it's like you see, it doesn't happen very often, but it is because I saw it a few times and I got curious. So it's the white strip if you're a black belt, but you're not an instructor.
Sure.
Like
Okay.
you
Learn
just
something
train-
every day.
No, but you can wear there's no like you can't wear the red strip.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's just guys wear it as in like, hey, I'm not instructing the session, I'm just a black belt.
I only found out the other day your stripes are supposed to show to the one side.
To the left.
You were today years old.
To
Today
the left
years
or to the right? Because you know the Hyperfly belts, you can only tie them.
You see, so yeah, because it's you can't teach hard. Yeah.
So if you want the anti hard thing to go up, it has to be on the left hand side and it can't be on the right hand side. Otherwise, it's upside down.
So wait, your black strip has to be on the right.
Yeah, on the Hyperfly. I don't know what's the one for the.
I think
stripes.
it's on. Isn't it on the left?
But what I'm saying is the Hyperfly can only go to the right. You
I've
can't-
always had my black strip on the left because I was always
Yes.
taught to tie from the right hand
Yeah.
side.
Like sometimes I see my strips is on the right hand side. Like when I spoke to, he's like, no, it's supposed to be on the left. Like okay, it's something new.
Yeah. There's always like rules. Like I didn't know until like 2 years ago that you had to be a 2-stripe black belt to issue a black belt. I didn't know that until like 2 years ago, dude.
Oh, okay. Today years old again.
That's the thing. It's like it's craziness, right? Like I don't think those rules existed when we started jiu-jitsu. I think it's rules that have developed over the last decade. You know, like
To stop.
I remember
just
black
people
belts
getting-
just giving out black belts, dude. Like, and then if you're a new black belt that you had another black belt issue the black belt with you.
But that's where even I got to meet back in and like I'm in Polokwane. I was a blue belt, but with Jürgen under Jürgen, and I was like, okay, but how do I give out stripes? How do I am I allowed to? It's like no, okay, when from a purple belt, and this is the same. It's like from a purple belt you can give your stripes, but if you want to hand out or give any belts, listen, you just get an instructor, and you can do it that way.
Yeah.
But like you say, some people just get they give their own stripes, own belts. You've seen.
I saw
Well,
that.
there's
Or
some
emo-
videos
or
over
emo-
there.
Just
Yeah.
handing out blue belts as a blue belt.
Yeah, that's super sketchy. Yeah, gym locally that gives.
Who
out
wants a blue belt? I got
Gives
you.
out blue belts as a blue belt.
Locally,
Yeah, there's some strange stuff goes on, dude. Some super strange
Very
stuff.
strange stuff.
yeah,
Um,
it's,
Yeah, dude. I think I've handed
I
out
feel
like
you.
3 belts in my life, dude, or 4 belts in my life, dude. I'm the worst when it comes to handing out.
like I said,
Belts and
I do
stripes,
all
dude.
the stuff through reach, but
Yeah.
Yeah, if you handed out one blue belt, a lot of things could have been avoided.
Oh fuck, yeah. Let's not go down that road, dude.
Yeah,
I get into
geez.
trouble for not handing out belts at this stage.
Yeah, this guy, you were just being ugly. You were favoring people. It's
Yeah, your favoritism was shining right
and then
through.
you get guys that doesn't want to. They travel and go get belts at other places, even
Yeah.
though you're at the academy.
Yeah, that's craziness, dude. If you at someone's academy, like that's the person that should give you the belt, dude.
That's,
well, yeah. You see, like now, like if you commit to a coach, you wait, and if your coach can't give you a black belt, you wait until he can, or you get his approval to get a black belt from say his coach or his mentor.
But that's like Rich as a student. We all know it is. You know, it's he wants to. The guy is a black. He deserves a black belt, but in politics he can't hand out the black belt now.
Yeah.
So it's going to take about 1 more year.
Yeah.
is what it is. You can't.
Yeah, but I think for like some of those black belts, as long as you have a coach that is.
This is a belt, man.
Oh wow!
Wow.
That's a belt. That's the first one for me.
As long as you have a coach that.
It's like
That's locally.
banana split belt, my man. You never seen that one.
No, you do. The kids' belts have in between belts.
In between
it's
belts,
so confusing. So it's every color has a white strip,
Check it.
then it's a
check it.
plain belt, and then a black strip.
But
But
these
these
are
are
a lot
different.
of
These
blue
are
belts here
self-defense
now, eh?
belts.
These are the same guys that run the Gracie University, hey?
Yeah.
This is in 4 ways.
That's in LA as well, the main one.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
won't
Very.
be there.
Their system is very
No,
confusing.
we didn't want to go there.
Like besides Bruyn that fights UFC, he's got pretty good jiu-jitsu.
He's got great jiu-jitsu,
But
dude.
is there other students?
Check.
I think I've had a couple of guys
Oh,
come
is
through
it?
there. Like, I think, yeah, I don't know.
Blue
Look,
belts.
I wouldn't tell
flying
the
blue
oak on the
belts.
right hand side he's not a blue belt.
That's not so bad.
Like their system is confusing because there's street jiu-jitsu, like self-defense, which has got its own belt system. And then there's... So someone was explaining this to me because we've
It's
gone quite hard at these
jiu-jitsu
guys
and
before.
No, really, but really
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
For
proper,
real.
proper.
It's who the two Gracies?
Henna,
Rena
and
and
Heron
Hero,
Heron.
yeah.
It's their Gracie. What's it?
University.
And they do
Gracie
the online
combatants.
blue belt. Is it the same
Question.
guys that does the online blue belt?
You
hey?
need...
I think they've retracted the online blue belt.
So this guy, you can't get it anymore.
Yeah.
So this guy's
It's
got
just
the
too much drama
pink, the
around.
pink belt, but which I think is for street jiu-jitsu, like
It's Gracie combatants
Yeah,
belts.
Gracie combatants. See, rock a pink belt.
Oh, man.
Because like this lady in particular on the left there has got many belts for different stuff.
Yeah, she's
'Cause
a blue
you'll see
belt and then also a pink belt.
She's got a black and white belt.
But I always say I don't blame the students. You know, not blame anyone, but I think it's the instructor's fault. So the students they say, okay, what this guy teaches, it works, it's legit.
Yeah.
You know what the problem
If
is?
you
It's
haven't been
grey
exposed,
areas.
if you haven't been exposed to anything else, then you accept that is
The thing
nice
is, like
is
it's henna Gracie, bro. So you're like, well, even if you go and do your research, you're like, well, that's legit.
Gracie
you know what I mean?
Jiu-Jitsu.
Because like this dude, this is the dude who goes over. I think he's a blue belt, maybe
he's a
more
blue
by
belt.
now. But he's the guy who came back with the system. You know what I mean? See, so like this lady's Steph, pink belt, 0 correction, and a perfect score of your woman empowered test. So did she get a pink belt for being empowered? Like I don't understand.
There's like they run another program with like Gracie combatants and then like women empowerment belts as well.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
It's very, very confusing.
But anyway, maybe we should get them on.
Huh? Yeah. One more. Have you seen that now with RMAF introducing belts for MMA? Have you seen these guys pitching up to MMA practice in their belts?
I saw
belts over there.
there's another school down the
There's
road.
no pants to keep
you know,
up.
The student even came to roll at Reacher's Academy. I see they doing that. Only recently, it's the coloring. They wear nogi and then they tie the belt.
So
It's
I
just
think it's
a
so
money-making
stupid,
thing,
dude. It's
buddy.
100%.
You know, like even
need
like
to,
when
it's-
I'm wearing my belt in my gi, like I wear the belt to keep my gi closed. But
there's
like
a function around.
yeah,
having a
it's
belt on, yeah.
functional, right? And even sometimes, like if my gi comes out and it falls over my belt, like I'll untie my belt and retie my gi on because like my belt's just. Why would you roll no gi with the belt on? It feels.
So silly.
We've been, does Nicholas Marigali do nogi?
I've never seen him
RMAF
compete in
belts.
it.
What colours they are?
He's a fucking savage, dude.
He reminds me. I show Stain to watch his stuff because Stain is that long.
Dude,
Lady
that's a good game to mimic.
But I was
dude.
just thinking about it. He doesn't do nogi? Hey, Nicholas
I've
Marigali.
never seen him do a no-give
Not sure,
match.
And he's a big boy.
Yes, he's so good though. He's passing as well. Oh my
It's
goodness.
the same with what's the Sala Ribeiro black belt.
Rafael Lovato, James Popolo.
No, it's recently beating the guys. One is a Robert Drysdale student, and the other one is
Rafael Domingos.
no man, what's his name? I'll get back to it. But he beat Marigali recently at who's number one.
Shit. I actually think I know who you're talking about.
Philippe. Okay, the one is Philippe Andrew with. but
Philippe Andrew's good,
but he's
dude.
with.
He's
with
straight ankle
Robert,
lock. He's straight ankle lock's the best in the world, dude.
and even Roberto Ramirez. Remember in the Pan Ams?
Yeah.
He went pull guard, and then he went straight ankle.
Yeah,
very,
Philippe
very
Andrews
quickly.
got the best thing. I think we need to start wrapping up though.
Yeah.
It's been a great show.
So much fun, guys. Thank
I
you.
know, we should do it again.
So excited
We've got
for this afternoon.
I think our next guys is Brandon and Alan.
Such a cool
Yeah,
guys.
we're gonna have them on next. And
We've had a request while we're sitting here to get old Manny on here as well. Manny.
Manny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
Many on here.
That's good.
And people must suggest if they have any.
Has he moved to Cape Town now?
Manny.
Yeah.
I just see he's there now.
Yeah.
So he trained with Martino and his brother during the week. And I even
Martino's a gent though, dude.
I love Martino. I get my geese from him. He's such a
That
cool
almost
guy.
broke my ankle once, but yeah.
You know, he's such a cool guy. Even with the geese, like, what's up, buddy? No, he's a cool. Never rolled him though. I really want to.
Yeah, competed against
every
him.
time, even when I go down, he's like he's not there when he's in Joburg. I can't, but it's we'll make it work sometime.
Awesome.
Just thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Shana.
BigAl?
My man.
The producer. Shutting down. Why is it shutting down?
Bro, this is how the real G's do it.
Oh, you actually.